Hey everybody, so I actually thought it'd be a good idea to kind of record this on how to check the polarities and go through your entire solar panel to make sure it's wired correctly. When you first get it, this is something that's really important you guys should all do before you install any kind of solar panel on anything, is to go through and make sure it's actually wired up correctly. First of all, make sure it's on the stand correctly. But yeah, take a look at these. I actually popped off this cover. I took a look inside. It's actually nothing but a bunch of glue on the inside that holds these things into place. So I'm like, oh, that was frustrating. So what I learned is that you could take a DMM meter, set it to volts, DC volts. I'll just set that right there. Take these ends. And okay, so one end, if it's wired up correctly, it'll be putting out voltage. If it's wired incorrectly, it'll be a negative voltage. So let's see what we get. I took this all apart so I could kind of show you guys. These are real cheap. You can get them from Harbor Freight for like $10. So we're going to insert this positive one into the positive terminal. Then we're going to take this negative one and insert it to the negative terminal. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so we can see that this right here is labeled as negative. You see that little indicator right there. Plus it says here on this that this is negative right there. We've got the black wire hooked up. The positive right here. It's got a plus sign on this right there, as you can see. It's got a plus sign up here, as you can see that, right? Great. This is what led me to this hypothesis. This is actually, in my previous videos I was blaming Bouge RV. It's actually not Bouge RV's solar panel. It is the people that sold me this connector. Now on a connector like this is a 5.5 millimeter jack, and the negative is always around the outside. Typically, always around the outside, and on the inside of this jack, you can see a little hole there. If you can see that in the light. The little hole there, it's usually the positive. That's how it is on most things. So we're going to connect this as it came to me in the mail. The positive to the negative. This is how it came in the mail. And again, this won't hurt it because I'm connecting it to a DMM meter. But this is what I was frustrated about showing you guys yesterday. Of course, I hooked this in wrong. So we're going to connect this like this, the negative into the positive, and the positive into the negative, and check this actual connector. Okay, so now we have this connected, right? Okay, so this says it's a negative going into a positive with the plus symbol right here on this adapter, right? And this is why you always want to check stuff. Let's take a look. Okay, on the inside, we're going to put the positive, and if it's hooked up correctly, it'll be a positive coming out of my DMM meter, not a little negative symbol, as you guys see when I hooked it up backwards. Ready? And yeah, a positive comes out of it. So this is actually hooked up correctly. The connectors on this part, on this adapter, are actually backwards. So that's something I'm going to have to call them about, because that's a huge issue and they shouldn't be doing that. And as you can see, we'll hook it up backwards and put the connector, the negative on the inside and the positive on the outside. And you can see it comes up with a negative there. So the connectors on this adapter are actually backwards. So I will go through, and I hooked it up yesterday. We went through with my buddy who's an electrical engineer, and he was explaining this all to me. Between me and him, we figured it out that it's correct, but I double checked it this morning, and it's actually the adapter that was wrong labeled, not the Bouge RV panel, which is good to know. So, all right, hopefully this helps you guys with your solar panels. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm not, an electrical engineer or anything, but I've wired up, car audio, hydraulics, all this other jazz, so I know a little bit about electrical, so it just makes, some of this makes sense, excuse me. So, yeah, well, thanks for watching.